Obama passes this, it doesn't matter what he passes. The sheriff has more power than the federal people. They need to go back and they study that. We're a commonwealth. I can ask the federal people to leave, they have to leave. I can ask state people to leave, they have to leave. What I'm saying is this is our home. I'm an elected official, the highest elected official. From this point on, it's appointed by a government, it's appointed by somebody else, but this is the only opportunity that the people have to speak for themselves as to this is what we want. And so I take that very, very personal. You know, they've entrusted me to make a decision for them. And so it's easy to say, well, Jenny, you know, how are you going to, we're going to pull these guns? I said, you're never going to pull a gun from Jackson County. And he said, well, what do you mean? And I could tell that the guy I was talking to was pretty much, he was liberal, you know. And so we got to talking, and I explained to him why. And I said, you know, I live in the far end of the county. And I'm responsible for people that are on the other end of the county. Heisel is an area that's you know, it's real rural. There's not a lot of people around there, but we have, those are our citizens that live there. And I said, you know, it's funny. I said, they call me, you know, early in the morning, hey, look, I've got this. I drive, it takes me an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to get to that location. So what happens when my phone rings? I'm listening to an elderly person scared to death. They say, I'm in Heisel. There's somebody kicking at my front door talking about coming in here and killing me. And I say, stay on the phone, I'm coming your way. 45 minutes I get to listen to this guy, right? Would I rather have him have a cell phone in his hand or a firearm in his hand? Only thing I've ever told the people whenever I come to, when somebody's kicking and coming to the front door, that's the only thing I ask, is I just have to listen to one side of the story. It's pretty easy. That person has no right to be coming through their front door at any hour, making demands, making threats, making anything. I can't get there quick enough to help those people. My best help to them is to let them keep their firearm. So that's how I can justify an elderly person keeping a firearm. I can justify a young person keeping a firearm. There's nobody I really don't understand that doesn't need to have one. You know, just like when we come into a group, I look at people, I know who packs and who doesn't pack. Some of them legally, some of them illegally. You know, but that's their right. The Second Amendment makes that very clear. And our forefathers made that very clear. Otherwise, they would have been so high on the amendment, it would have been down the list someplace. But it was so important to them. And you know, I look back today, and this is the part that's emotional. To me, I would be ashamed if one of them was in this room right now and having to listen to what we're having to talk about. I would be ashamed to have them sit here and listen to all the people that have given their lives for this right for us. And we just give it up so flippantly just because somebody says so. If we did everything that somebody says so, we would not be a country today just because somebody says so. Because we have a different kind of people here, people that are they're wanting to be independent. That's why we started our independence. You know, an independent being able to carry a gun, that's an independent choice too. But you know, the guy I was talking to yesterday, we talked for quite a bit, and I said, now that you've interviewed me, I want to interview you. He's okay. I said, tell me a little bit about yourself. And he says, well, this is, you know, I've been doing this. And I said, well, tell me about your family. He said, well, my wife's a school teacher. Wife's a school teacher. That's what we did. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, the phone rings, you pick up your phone, and you get on your phone, your wife's hysterical. She says, listen, you can hear firing in the background. And I says, you're talking, she says, honey, they're coming down the hallway, somebody's got a gun, you can hear them going, they're screaming, they're shooting kids in the classroom. How many times have we heard that already? You know, calling us to tell their loved one goodbye. You know, so here it is that this has come down the hallway. And after I listened, I laid out this scenario for him. He got real quiet. And I said, now, I said, sir, what would you have? Would you rather have her have a cell phone in her hand, or would you have her be armed? I said, I'd rather her be armed. Armed people get to go home at night. She will get to go home that night and rest and sleep. He doesn't have to sleep in an empty bed. You know what I'm saying? The children get tucked in because they had a firearm. That's something we cannot give up.
What I hear when I talk to people around the areas is, well, they'll let you keep your guns, but they'll outlaw ammunition. How do you address that? What recourse do we have? What good is a 12 gauge if I don't have a...
Right. Have all the guns you want. Well, that's where people are stockpiling right now. Go try to buy ammunition. People are stockpiling. They're talking about making the primers to where they only last like 2 years and then they misfire after 2 years. You know, so that takes care of you. I have reloaded my own ammunition for the last probably 25 years, and someplace on my farm.
Where's your stockpile?
someplace on my farm there's powder and there's primers. Okay, and what it is people you have to watch out for yourself. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time because that's where I grew up. We've had guns in our home all the time, and so if they outlaw or they take away the ammunition, I'll just be reloading it.
Would you say the prudent thing is to go ahead and start stockpiling now?
Yeah, because the prices are going up and it's getting harder. You can't hardly buy.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I talked to an individual that was with you that day about his questioning of the ownership, and he told me the only thing that he had against getting that contract in the county, which created jobs, was that they was making equipment for war. Now I'm going to tie this together. If we cannot protect ourselves as a nation, why do you agree protecting yourself personally with them?
I didn't say, you said somebody that was with me?
Yes.
Then you need to speak to that person.
Come forward if you would. You don't want to talk.
Because many people are afraid to oppose authority. And they look to the Constitution as if it is the grantor of the rights that it enumerates. And I am here to tell you that it is not the grantor. You have the rights by virtue of your having been born. Thomas Jefferson refers to nature or nature's God. Take your pick. If you are a sentient human being, you have these rights by virtue of your existence. You do not need to defend them. You do not need to argue with anybody. They're yours. So we are not breaking a law or being in any way a rabble-rouser or a radical for just saying enough. You are not allowed to do this, and the Constitution codified and enshrined these rights to let the national government and the state governments know that they are not allowed to mess with these rights. So I want to say thank you to Sheriff Pyman and to Gerardo for taking such a fundamentally important stand. It's a correct stance. There's nothing radical about this. So I want everybody in the room to feel very comfortable about opposing a federal government. They're just people. They are just people.
A little mentally unbalanced, I think.
If you have been given a lot of
I want to iterate this. We have to get together. We have more battles.
I'd like to add a little something to that. All these gun controls are liberals, and since actually back around World War I, they've been trying to push this liberal documentation on this country a little bit at a time, and they're trying to fix a problem that they've caused. Because if you recall, I don't know how most of you are up kind of close to my age anyway. And when I went to school, yeah, I'm sorry. But when I went to school, half the people had a gun rack in the back of their car. Nobody worried about it. It wasn't any concern at all.
A lot of schools didn't teach it.
Pardon, yeah. But
A lot of schools
then all of a sudden
God
they're trying to when they start control, and if you look back at Turkey and Germany, that's the way they start, is gun control. And it moves a little bit at a time, and they try to feed the pig and penny man, like I've seen so many times on email. But they're trying to fix a problem that they have created. And it's up to us to stop it with common sense.
7-11-22, they can 8300. 8362, 28 to a vehicle. 21, I can take that. 21.
How you doing? Going kind of fast. That's your license registration. I just got a quick question. Was I going or what? Driver's license and your registration? Right now? No, I'm serious. I'm just wondering. Okay, there's a sign right there that says, you passed one about half a mile. Okay. We can go take a look at it. Okay. I'm just really close up, but... Okay, I'll be right with you. No, what you're going to do, you're giving me a ticket. First of all, you're going to tell me why. And second of all, we're going to go look where the 40-mile-an-hour sign is. Well, you're going to sign this first. No, I'm not. I'm not signing anything, officer. Okay, hop out of the car. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. No, I'm not. Turn around, put your hands behind your back now. What's wrong with you? Turn around, turn around. What the heck's wrong with you? No! Down on the ground. Good! Down on the ground. Stay down. Stay down. Stay in the car. Turn around. Face down. Face down. Face down. Face down. Put your hands behind your back. Officer, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you're doing what you're doing. Stay down. Get in the car. No. Get in the car. All right. Get in the car. Get in the car. Officer, I really don't know what you're doing. Get in the car. Close the door. Close the door. Look at my record. I have no ticket. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Okay, I'm placing you under arrest. Why? Because you did not obey my instructions. I have a right. Under arrest, why? Because you would not sign the citation, you did not follow my instructions. But I first want you to understand something. Okay, what you need to understand... Please, would you let me explain this to you? You see up there, you got the diamond sign, that is a loose gravel sign, then the 40-mile-an-hour speed limit sign. Okay. It's not to that sign yet. Well, officer, I promise you. There. I will take you to court and I will see you for harassment. Well, you know what? You should have followed my instructions. Okay, he's fine. I tasered him because he did not follow my instructions.
You had no right to do that.
Well,
I know that they
he was under arrest.
Very closely.
He was under arrest.
There is no...
Stay back. Back. It's right here. Get back in the truck. Get in the truck. Sir, get in the truck. Ma'am, you do exactly as I say or you're going to jail too. You're a little bit excited. You need to calm yourself down. No. You're a little excited. No, I'm not. You aren't following my instructions. Well, you're going to jail. Why? Read me my rights, okay? Read me my rights, please. Turn around. Read me my rights. Look, do you want another hit with this? No, I want my rights. I want you to follow my instructions and do as you're told. I'm not resisting arrest. I want to discern this. Okay. I'm serious. I was placing you under arrest. You weren't following my instructions. I just want to talk about this with you. You're a grown man. Would you just listen to me, please? Because I don't think you're treating me fairly. Well, look, I'm not going to argue with you. So I have proof in court. Well, I am dead serious, sir. You know what? If it's on a citation, you could have driven down there and taken it. You're not what I'm being cited with. I told you you were being cited for speed. What speed? You cannot arrest me until you tell me my rights. You're out of your realm. No. Get in the car. You tell me what I'm being arrested with. You tell me what I'm being arrested with. You tell me what you pulled me over for, please. For speeding. How fast? How fast? I have a right to know. Because I just wanted to show you that I really, really believe that you got the loose gravel sign. Okay. I saw that, so I slowed down. Then you got the 40-mile-an-hour speed. But the thing is, this isn't the place to argue it. On the side of the road is not the place to argue it. No, but on the side of the road is the place to have my rights read to me and understand what I'm being charged with and why I'm being arrested. Okay. That is the place. I think we already went over that. I have no idea. You said I was speeding. I said, what speed? I don't know. I don't think I was speeding. Howdy. Morning. Oh, he took a ride with the taser. Oh, how was it? It was painful, isn't it? Well, we got it. My wife and my son. His wife. Okay. He's going to jail, okay? And he should have signed the citation. And he should have turned around when I told him to turn around. He was asking why. No, he wasn't obeying my instructions. And then he said, and I tried to place him under arrest, and he still wouldn't obey. He simply asked if he could go look and see if there was another sign. If we were in the fault, I know it would have been fine. Well, you know, it didn't have to go this way, but it is. So, can you drive? Yes, I can drive. Okay, I'm going to leave this stuff here, because he wants me to leave this stuff in the car, okay? Well, you know, he wanted to be in charge, and the first thing he did was rip out your taser gun. Well, because looked like he was leaving to me. And no, he simply said, he was still in the vehicle, and he said, let's go walk back and look. I was placing him under arrest, and that's just the way it is. When you're under arrest, you don't go anywhere. Well, I didn't see him trying to take off or anything. But we will see how this ends up. Okay. I have to take a look in the front of this real quick. Okay, there's nothing in here that I need to know about. We're good. Unless our panel open the back of okay. So you want to go ahead and take possession of the vehicle? Yes. Okay. Well, okay, I'm going to give you a registration back, and I'm going to let you go. Okay. What's that one, right? What happened? Oh, geez, nice. You don't mind me asking. He's completely in charge. Like, no, I'm not signing the ticket. And he said, I told him, well, okay, that's fine. Hop out, turn around, put your hands behind your back. Wouldn't do it. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. And he keeps trying to jumping around, he's getting, he's making his nervous as hell. He goes back here, over to here, and I'm like, nah, we ain't playing this game. Pull up the taser, turn around right now or I taser you. And he didn't. Good. Good for you. Yeah, they got a call. Because I'm not going to be here. Go fist it up with the guy. Shit, no. Hey, what's